Our reviewer this morning, Nonso Orakwe. Nonso Orakwe is a public affairs analyst. Glad to have you on the show, Nonso.
Yeah, thank you, the Anambra. Kind of learn on the total, thank you.
Okay, AJ, let's start with the stories on ABS website.
The first story we have on ABS website tells us bill for law to establish Anambra State Oil Producing Areas Development Commission scales second reading. And also we have Anambra State government condemns attack on Ifitedunu PG, assures of justice. NUJ asks Anambra State government to reposition Baseland Memorial Secondary School, Isuru. And last, Anambra State Assembly calls for palliative work on Oko Ekulobia, Oko Ufuma, Ajali Umunze Road. Quickly, Orakwe, which of these stories? Let's begin with condemning of the attack on the Ifitedunu PG, and the government is assuring of justice.
I think I saw that news flying some time ago, and sometimes we don't do things until it gets to or we don't remove water until it gets to our toe. I was in Ifitedunu, was it last Sunday, where I had a function with one primary school graduation, and I think immediately after that, the next day or 2 days after, I started seeing news like that flying and all of that. Attack is totally condemned, and I think since government has actually intrude into the issue, it will be sorted out. But subsequently, I think the leadership, not only Ifitedunu, should be able to know what comes around and what goes around them, based on one, when we are talking about security and the activities we run within the community, should be very, very, very careful and know which one flies and which one doesn't fly, so that subsequently this kind of a thing will not happen.
Yeah, okay. Ure will say for the State House of Assembly, bill for law to establish Anambra State Oil Producing Areas Development Commission scales second reading. I think that is something to celebrate.
Yeah, I think is something to celebrate. But in other hand, I want to say that oil doesn't produce anything again. You know, everybody is relying on in oil producing states, in oil Nigeria, oil crude and all of that. But there are other areas we can focus. It's a good one. I knew when they started pushing for this bill, and I thank God it got to this level. But at the same time, in as much as they are pushing for this to scale through, there are other areas which I've seen that His Excellency Governor Soludo has actually tapped into, which is the area of agriculture. So until we, get deeper and deeper into agriculture, things will not really go well, because I have seen agriculture as the oil. What's it called? Oil.
The mainstay of the economy.
You get it. Okay. So I think once we are able to get into that, and things will really turn around, instead of looking. Aside that, we also have so many mineral resources that are yet to be tapped.
That's good, but then what this bill is talking about is the development, as in the commission.
I know.
Because when you derive this oil from this locality, there is something you need to give back to the community, to the community where this oil, because the oil is degrading the soil, the environment of those areas. So the development commission is to make sure that these people, irrespective of the fact that their lands are being damaged, but they are getting something back as a development.
I think, and
which is a welcome.
That will form part of the bill.
Yeah.
What we get and what we give.
We give back to the
community. I think it's apt. Is good. But because do you know why I'm saying this? We should, hammer on it. The next thing is now everybody will begin to focus there. This is our own. This is our joy. Everybody will, land there to extort. money either from the government or from the society or from the community, making them to be lazy to look after what they're supposed to look after and begin to pursue oil. So they know how to do it. Let it not be like Niger Delta's own, where they are giving out, they are not receiving.
All right, our first paper under review this morning is the Daily Sun newspaper, and we have as a banner headline in the front page of Daily Sun, Tinubu talks tough over coup in Niger Republic. That's the big story there. Meets Benin Republic president, insists ECOWAS won't tolerate anti-democratic acts. No tuition fees increase in federal universities. This is coming from the presidency. And then the Southeast insecurity. Senate seeks Ekpa's extradition from Finland. Activities of the Kobo Ekpa threat to Igbo nation, Ohanese. Trafficking, 15,000 Nigerians trapped in Senegal, alleges NGO. And then we still have a president 6 more time to address labor grievances. NLC insists on Friday protest. APC vice chairman resigns over leadership crisis. And Nasarawa Guba witnesses alleged non-entry of PU results into Form EC8B. Only leader with good intentions can deliver Nigeria from economic challenges, coming from Deeper Life overseer Kumuyi. NCAA accuses Nigeria Airlines of doctoring cockpit voice recorders after accidents. Obaseki government, APC in hot exchange over state of federal roads in Edo. All right, these are all we have in the front page of the Daily Sun newspaper this morning. Do we start with the big story?
Yes, yes, I have interest in that. You see, it is when you put your house in order that you can point fingers and others. It is until I don't think our leaders understand what democracy is all about. It's when you understand democracy that is when you will be able to, give out the meaning in a practical form. If you don't understand what democracy is, you can't act. Likewise, it's what you have that you can give. You can't give what you don't have. So if the president, I know he's talking from the aspect of ECOWAS president, fine. But you cannot justify what happens to another country if you are not democratically elected. If you have issue with democracy, there's no justification for, curbing people's issue or curbing another country's issue. You have no power to advise because you don't know what you're advising. You can't execute. You can't issue power. You can't execute things in another man's land when you don't understand what you are issuing. If you read under, I saw meets Benin Republic president insists ECOWAS won't tolerate anti-democratic acts. So if you don't understand what our leaders doesn't understand what democracy, they are just seeing this democracy as government of me, by me, and for me. So it is a selfish understanding that they've had over time. So what am I trying to say? The president of ECOWAS needs to, sit back and know how he has failed in the area of democracy. If he has failed in the area of democracy, he should order people who understand and who practice democracy to join issues with Niger Republic or whichever country that has been in a problem that needs to be addressed. That is my submission.
Okay, let's also see another story.
I want Southeast Senate
yes.
seek the extradition from
Finland.
This is good. If only they can do it. I've seen something like this. Was it last year or earlier this year, where the man was handcuffed, or is it handcuffed or arrested by the Finland government or something, and later he went back and started all over again. Okay, I don't know what their power, their what is it called, their constitution or their law says, but I think Senate will have a better way of approaching
the Finnish government.
Yeah, yes. If that is done, I think we'll be in a safer side, because I don't think EPA is doing justice to the problem of the Southeast and Nigeria at large. In fact, it has caused more harm than good. Now, the Imo State is preparing for off-cycle election. I've been thinking, how would that election fly with the level of, insecurity activities going on in Imo State and Southeast at large, but in Imo in particular, because they are preparing for off-cycle election. Now, last year when they were distributing a PVC, what's it called? They had some INEC staff killed and injured, even people that came to collect PVC. Some even died. Okay, so now as they are preparing with the level of insecurity and with this guy's order, I wonder how it will go. So we've been trying to see, as an NGO, as Kajian Young Community Initiative, we've been trying to see how we can, assist INEC in distribution of the PVC on our side based on sensitization of the people. Now, if you relate to some persons in Imo State, they will tell you, we are afraid. The ones who have even voted for, we did not see, our vote didn't count and stuff like that. But it's bent on INEC to prove people wrong and do the needful. So what I'm saying in essence is this: as Imo State is preparing for this off-cycle election, it is important the stakeholders, which is also part of the Senate representing most zones in Imo State, sit together with Anambra, Imo, in fact, or Southeast, to know how to deal with insecurity in Imo State, so that the lives and properties of the people will be safe as they prepare for off-cycle election.
Now the senators or the Senate, they are seeking EPA's extradition. Now, Hannes and Dibo, they are accusing the activities of Dokubo and EPA. That is what is threatening the peace in Igbo land. Now we have Dokubo in Nigeria. He's here. We are seeking extradition of someone that is in Finland, right? What about the person that is here in Nigeria?
So that is the person in Nigeria, before we even go further, he has alignment with the presidency.
We're just getting to know about that now. I said we're just getting to know.
No, he knows now. He has been speaking for him. Even during his campaign, he has been speaking for him. So people like that, has nothing to fear. So the country we have not seen, that was why I said democracy is a one word, but very strong to understand. Whether you're a president or even a director in a lower ministry or whatever, and you don't understand what democracy is, it will be very hard for you to thrive. So if you have backup, you'll be doing what we are doing and nothing happens.
In other words, even if we bring back EPA and hold him hostage, or we
someone can even speak for him.
Then at the end of the day, we still have somebody that is still working and is still posing as a threat to the peace of Igbo land.
It's only in Nigeria that a criminal will be caught, go to jail. After years, he comes out and becomes the president of the Nigeria.
Okay, let's just go over to the next
what I'm saying in essence is this: they should allow this country to breathe.
Okay, quickly. Well, on that note, we go to the next paper for review this morning, which is the New National Star. And the banner headline there says, NLC mobilizes workers for strike, gives August the 2nd as deadline. The writer there says FG must reverse anti-poor, anti-workers policies, direct all affiliates, state council to sensitize members. FG engages NLC, TUC in emergency meeting. And at the top there, you see NANS berate federal government over denial of fee hike in federal universities. CBN raises the alarm over global trade disruption by BRICS countries. And bandits kill 7 soldiers, 28 villagers in Zamfara. APC crisis, National Vice, Lukman resigns. And you see Emefiele, DSS to investigate scuffle with prison officials. FCC chair alleges sales of government jobs before a tenure. And then You have Senate 6 extradition. We've seen that. Diphtheria kills 5 students. Schools shut down in Bauchi State. Suspended LG chairman obtained judgment against Benue government. And then ECOWAS will resist attempt to overthrow elected government in Niger Republic. That's coming from Tinubu, Mr. President. Nonso, Nans are talking about this denial, you understand, that the federal government actually increased, and then federal government has said that they didn't increase. We don't even know who to believe this time, but probably maybe when you go to page 7, you definitely get to see.
But if I may still say, there is no fire without fuel. Something must have triggered that. I've seen it, I saw it, and I was like, what is happening? Unizik said, I think Unizik from 20,000 naira to 100,000 and things like that. So something must have triggered that. Is either it was discussed and leaked, or because they can't tell me is social media, what's it called? Social media hype. It is not. This thing is coming from somewhere. There is an attempt. If there is an attempt to hide fears and other things, this one is in my mind now. So where will parents get this kind of money to, feed? Let's just believe that it's not coming from them. Or let the students be. Let them at least be okay with what they are paying before, instead of increasing it. Let them just be fine. If they increase it, it's going to cause a whole lot of problems. Because I was waiting to see how that thing can fly. Someone who is paying 20,000 naira to 100,000, and someone who is paying, I think there was even above 100.
Yeah. Unilag.
I saw above 100. So I think 190 or so. So I wonder how that can fly. That means you come and kill all the students, or you go on strike too. So when you go on strike, it will be very obvious who increased it. I think I don't know, but however the message came, there is an attempt. If there is no attempt, please let them allow it the way it is for now, so that the common man on the street can breathe.
All right, quickly, because of want of time, we're going to take two papers at the same time. That is the Daily Times and the Punch newspaper. Daily Times first. Bloodbath in Southeast. Thousands of lives lost. 1 trillion naira properties destroyed. Senate discusses Kano. Rules out meeting FG on political solution to free IPOB leader. Urges federal government to liaise with Finland to extradite Simon Ekpa. Izunaso plans paints picture of state of affairs in Southeast. And then NLC fuel price hike, a hardship. NLC to embark on nationwide protest August 2nd. Hands federal government a 7-day ultimatum. No student should pay tuition in federal varsities. This is coming from the federal government. More tears again as FCTA demolishes over 5,000 unapproved buildings. Another APC National Working Committee member resigns, denounces party. Now, Punch is the next. Tinubu pleads for more time as NLC issues strike notice. Presidency meets NLC TUC over palliatives a delay. Labour insists on Wednesday protest. Resident doctors strike grounds hospitals. Federal government may enforce court order against Labour. National Assembly to unveil ministerial list today at Babio's aid. And then we can still see there APC crisis defeat. Look, as we've seen that. Niger president supporters protest. AU ECOWAS condemn coup plot. Mass burial NSAS coalition demands CNA mapping compensation. Daredevil daylight robbers return to Lagos streets. Musa, why I'll sell fuel at 580 naira per liter. Okay. Well, okay.
I want to talk about PC vice chairman resignation. I wonder what is yet to be unfold in APC. I think something is wrong somewhere. I think the last time the national chairman resigned, and now the deputy. Can I say that there is something that was not done properly in APC? Of course, the way political party runs, especially the big parties runs, where they march on you and jump over. That is what APC is suffering now. If the national chairman and vice resigns like this, something of a ruling party, something is yet to be unfold to Nigerians. But what I want to say is that Nigerians should wait, because it must come up. These people are not just resigning because they want to resign. Something is pushing them. Something triggered the resignation. And we are yet to see. Let me not talk as if I'm a prophet. Let me pause it here, but I know something will be related to Nigerians anytime soon, so that we'll know which way, where are we, or where we are in Nigeria, both the people that won and people that didn't win.
Okay, let's also see the story of the plant strike by NLC. They are saying they are not going back on the August 2nd the plant strike, even though they are going to have meeting with the presidency.
I am yet to believe that. There are unions I don't even take serious this time around. There are unions like NUC and is it NUC?
No, TUC.
TUC,
NLC.
sorry, and NLC. I don't take them serious. Why? They have failed the common man, the common civil servants, over and over and over and over and over and over. So don't be surprised. Between now and second, you hear that courts, KKC Asodia.
Supreme Court.
Is it Supreme Court?
Will I say bar them from going on strike?
From going on strike. This is what you hear. Go and mark it. They won't go on strike. I don't believe they strike. But if they let her go, let's see. But I know these people are not serious. Some people feel they know road to Aso Rock more than others. So if you want to serve the people, come with clean hands so that people will see what you are doing. Had it been, we've had like 1 month strike or 2 weeks consecutive strike from morning till after evening, morning to evening for 2 weeks in this country. The leaders will not be joking with NLC. They will know they are serious. They are out for serious business. So to me, it's a mere joke for now.
And until the resident doctors, they're already on strike.
You see it, and nothing has happened. So until 2nd of August, we'll now come back here and do analysis again to know if that works or it doesn't work.
Quickly, let's go to the next paper we have for review this morning, which is the Daily Independent. And the banner headline there is saying, fuel subsidy removal. Plaudit greet NLC planned August 2nd strike. Mass protest. And then we are having Labour begins mobilization for nationwide strike. Says 8,000 per family, 70 billion to lawmakers. Worst form of insult. Tinubu solicits for more time to address NLC grievances. And also we have here, airlines may increase fares as dollar hits 792, impact on operations. And we also have Zulum orders crackdown on Malian group. Tension as FCC commissioners accuse executive chairman of job racketeering. Tinubu wants coup plotters in Niger Republic. CUPP criticizes INEC over plans to self-review 2023 elections. And the writer there says electoral bodies seek support for establishment of offenses commission. Alleged fraud. NPA boss, AGF, EFCC orders dragged to court. Senate steps down consideration for Nnamdi Kanu's release. Emefiele, officers behind FHC fracas to be investigated. Discipline DSS. That's for Daily Independent. And quickly, let's see what we have on the Nation newspaper.
You can take the Daily Independent first.
Okay, okay. So what do you have to talk about in this?
Is it independent?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Daily Independent.
Okay. You look at 8,000 thousand naira per family, 70 billion to lawmakers. What's from?
What's form
Of insults. I think that's a good language to explain what the FG has done. 70 billion for lawmakers. Agree? So, and you imagine a common man on the street, just like what Mr.
The 8,000 is not for every Nigerian, it's for 12 million Nigerians.
12
million Nigerian families.
500 billion. They will now share it to 12 million families in Nigeria.
No, 500 billion. 35 billion is going to the judiciary, 70 billion to lawmakers, and the remaining.
So that is what this. I think we are saying this. So, so imagine what that is. It's just like what Peter said sometime. He said that how can a politician be richer than the entrepreneur? It was a big question. Until something happened, I didn't understand that word he said. And this same thing is what I want to join in this statement. Now, imagine the taxpayers. All these Nigerians, all these families are paying tax. If you are a civil servant, you are paying tax. If we are whoever, you are paying tax. Once you are recognized, but you are paying tax. After paying tax, to alleviate a problem in Nigeria, someone will give you 8,000 naira per month and share 70 billion for lawmakers. How many are lawmakers? And how many, when you share 70 billion to lawmakers, how much will it go around? If you divide it now, you see that each lawmakers will be having millions. Millions, each one. Check it. Go to market now, you can't survive. Enter filling station. I know you must.
If you were a senator and then 70 billion was coming to you and your group, will you in the Senate House protest that money shouldn't come?
Yes, it's too much. It's too much. That's why I said it takes one to understand what democracy is.
So that the Senate is quiet on this, and that means they are comfortable with it.
No, who shared it? Who shared it? Because the person is looking for either one, what's it called? Looking for one
favor
or the other from the Senate. And once you call, but it takes man who understands the pains of the people, who understands most times, if you 1 or 2 persons say it, they will shut the person down and begin to sideline the person in occasions like this. This is what happens. So who knows what democracy is, should, once that money is given to them, they will come down and share it to the commoners. So the problem of the country is not understanding what they're operating in. They don't understand the system we are operating, the way we are. So once that is understood, fine. As we are seated here, you'll be able to, you're able to say a word and people listen. Whether we like it or not, the welfare of the people is supreme. If not, there is no government. If government is for the people, if democracy is for the people, by the people, and it's for the people and by the people, what are we talking? So if you remove that, you have anarchy. So we are operating in a silent anarchy that is not known. Fire me, I fire you. Emotional trauma kind of government. That is what we are suffering from. That's what we are into. Where justice does not prevail, where justice is sidelined, where justice is buried, where commoners are, what's it called? The citizens are suffering. And they will take out of the money and contribute to get condolence. When you die, you see how FG condones with the so and so person. I say now President Monyobo. But what caused the death? something that could have been avoided. And we are here, talking from one post to the other. We will keep talking. That's one thing I know. We'll keep talking, but I know one day, justice we have been praying for, good economy we are praying for, good health we are praying for, will exhume from nowhere in this country and begin to thrive.
All right, the next paper is The Nation, with the big story there. El-Rufai, Wike, Oyetola, Alake, Fagbemi make ministers list. That's the big story there. Edu Pate, Adelabu, Betta Edu also nominated by President. Strike, give government more time, President tells Labour. We reject threat to democracy. Okay, we've seen that. And then federal varsities remain tuition free, says presidency. American proposes marriage to Chibok girl in US. Okay. All right. And then APC, MBC, May, okay, Ganduje and Bashiru, August 3. Why I Quit National Working Committee by Lukman. I think, okay, if you want to know the rest of the story, just grab yourself a copy of The Nation newspaper this morning. Okay, we've seen the names of the people that made the ministers list. Talking about El-Rufai, Wike, Oyetola, and co.
Now, I don't know the criteria of selecting those people, but there are things that sometimes you put it in the opinion pew if we want to practice democracy, where a common man will have say. They will have town hall meetings where these people, the screening will not just end in Senate. The screening will not just end in presidency, because the presidency will want to choose the person that they would like to influence, or the person that will give them what they want or something. Sometimes you have a town hall meeting to, screen these people. Someone who has been governor for over years. Take, for instance, El-Rufai. He has been a governor for years. And we knew what happened in Kaduna. Souls, killings, a whole lot happened during his time. And there is no apology from him to Nigerians or to even the Kaduna people. The Kaduna South, in fact, all region in Kaduna was affected. And today, he made the list of being a minister. I wonder the criteria they used to do the selection. But I think some of these things, Wike is even far better to me, because I was doubting the man to some extent. Forget about the recent, because man must be man. But I went to Port Harcourt sometime, and I was like, wow, is this Port Harcourt? Is this Port Harcourt? Right from the entrance between River State and Imo State to Port Harcourt, no pothole. And when coming back, we took another road, no pothole. I was asking, I engaged the driver, what is happening? Is it how it is, or is it? He said, that is how it is. I got into the Port Harcourt city, it was, I had to change my mindset about him, forgetting about how he appears. But the man really tried in River State. The recent hanky-panky and issues of election and all of that could be secondary, because he wants to be part of Ndinekun. Okay? But what I'm saying in essence, what about other ones, other persons? El-Rufai shouldn't have made the list.
Just like you say, we
that's
don't
my opinion.
know the criteria.
I don't know the criteria, but whatever it is.
Like what you're saying now, Wike did something.
He did. He tried.
It could be that
And
there is something the president saw in El-Rufai
the killings in
Do you know that at a point you couldn't even pass that Kaduna Abuja Express? The bandits that hijacked the train was on Kaduna.
So what are we saying?
Was in Kaduna State.
So what are we saying?
The activities, the terrorist activities are happening in Kaduna.
Well, let's also be hopeful that, of course, they're still going to be.
Let me use this medium to advise the Senate. I know they are better. They have more big heads than all of us. Please, in your rethink tank, please reconsider your if you have made that. The list is there. Okay, have they gone to Senate?
No, they've not.
Okay, please let me use this medium to advise the Senate. Please, you need to do thorough screening on these candidates that made the list of the presidency to become the ministers. And as such, will also show Nigerians the integrity you want to protect, the capacity you have to protect their constituents, your constituents, your emotions, your level of emotions to make them feel among by adopting or approving any of these members on the list, any of these people on the list. So please, if the ball is on your court now, do the needful. Nigerians are watching.
All right.
And the last paper we'll have for review this morning is the Guardian. And then the banner headline there says, Tinubu toes familiar part as ministers may not resume till September, 60 days after. That's the banner headline there. Nigeria, order risk losing U.S. market over uneven AGOA utilization. And then you have Nijeku. ECOWAS global community won't tolerate threat to Tinubu, to democracy. That's coming from the Nigerian president. ISWAP target headers killed 27 in Borno. NLC insists on August 2nd nationwide protest over rising hardship and poor policies. NBA, Ubani Falana orders knock DSS over disgraceful conduct. NANS give government 7-day ultimatum to rescind the hike in Nigerian universities. One killed, others injured as traders protest over sealed shops in Enugu. And that's what we have for you here on the Guardian newspaper. This issue of NAS and NLC insisting on August 2nd.
Yeah, they've done that before.
You understand?
They insisted only to a day before the
strike. A day or
strike.
two before the strike.
They said it's caught. They say they are needs.
And the presidency is still telling them to exercise little patience with them. So I don't understand where this yo-yo thing might actually, where it will actually end. And then NBA, Ubani Falana, others knocked DSS over that disgraceful conduct. In fact, that show of shame yesterday, as far as I know, shouldn't even be capturing, the headlines of most Nigerian newspapers, because I really don't understand the power the DSS now has over every other thing. You begin to wonder.
It is the people on the side of the presidency. Yes, it's as simple as that. He has enormous power to do and undo. And you can't be acting that kind of a thing without having...
In the premises of the court.
What are you talking? When someone court has... Are we not in this country? There are so many things court has given order and the FG go against. They went against it now. Even in the Supreme Court, anything can happen there. So far as this country is concerned, until we begin to change our mindset and understand the system we are into. If we don't understand it, this is what we'll keep seeing. Because the old one is at the side of the Paul. The other one is the side of Apollos. Paul and Apollos, who is greater? I was sharing something in my office yesterday. I told them, this thing we are doing, I've seen that we have two systems of contribution. The contribution for welfare of the people and the contribution for the other side, which is the supreme. And welfare tends to have people, if you want to do anything, you go through the welfare. Now, the other part of the office came and said, no, we are not going to do it that way. Okay, we'll let the welfare remain and do their contribution. But as office, we are going to do our own and also have a contribution. I now weigh the two. What is on ground for the welfare is lesser. What is on the ground for this side is what? Is bigger. Where everybody contributes, but few persons contribute here. And it's still the same purpose. I'll collapse the welfare now and go for the one that is higher. And this is the mouth that said, if they say, close this one, you close. So this is what is happening in Nigeria. If the presidency backs you, you can do anything and get away with it. Tomorrow, the court will allow you. Next tomorrow, you come out. It's as simple as that. So, DSS wouldn't have engaged in that It's an eyesore.
Disgraceful act. As stated here.
It's an eyesore. So they wouldn't have engaged in that if they don't have source of
Backing.
Nah,
But I
okay,
wonder
we'll
what
happen,
they are
happen.
dragging, just like you saw in the other papers. Let's hope, hopefully they said they are going to investigate the officers that actually did that.
Oh,
in
leave the
DSS.
investigation.
Leave
the investigation.
Let's
Are they
wait
not
and
trained?
see if the
Are they not
investigation
trained?
will bring out something.
Are those officers not trained?
Did you see the video?
Yeah,
I saw the video too.
and we even saw the pictures yesterday on almost all the
All the
dailies,
newspapers, yeah.
Are they not
yesterday.
trained?
So let's be hopeful.
The INEC returning officer in Ogun or whatever that announces the result, how do they put it? The result before the election came to an end in hi, is it?
I think that should be Adamawa status.
Is that Adamawa? Yolaba?
Either Adamawa or Delta.
What happened?
It's under investigation.
And so,
Yeah,
till now, what have they investigated? How many months? So, the system that is not working is not working. The system that's supposed to work ought to have worked. Nigerians are expecting what will happen. We want to see the result of that event.
Okay.
But none of them is coming. So you see this one, you gradually, tomorrow you hear the staff has been expelled. Who gave them the order?
You cannot rule out that some people are sometimes overzealous. They just want to do something so that they will be seen and be heard.
That one is there,
conclude.
but they have backup to
Let's not
have
just
gone to that
until
level.
we see whatever it is that the result of the
You see,
investigation.
some of my friends said it's very hard to believe this country. If not people like us who have been striving to see how we can, make things work among young people and all of that. Still, it's very difficult. Some persons have lost hope in this country completely.
All right, Nanso, we want to say a very big thank you to you for joining us on Press Review this morning. And all our viewers, thank you so much for being part of this segment of Good Morning Anambra. My name is Chidinma Oranwa, but don't go anywhere because we still have something in stock for you this morning.
Don't go anywhere. That's coming from Ajiruchuku Okabwe. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
The new Milo 3-in-1 Milky and Creamy is truly milky and contains calcium. No need to add milk for that rich, creamy cup, which helps to nourish and energize your kids. Milo!
The Soludo administration has also achieved so much in providing cost-effective